Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our first session for trigonometry. In this session, we are going to discuss some basic trigonometric ratios, trigonometric concepts, trigonometric formulae, what precisely trigonometry is, right? Friends, the word trigono means triangle and the word metron means measurement. Precisely, trigonometry means the science of measuring triangles, right? So, we know the basic terminologies related to triangle, that is how many types of triangles are there, what are angles, what are line segments, rays and all that we have already discussed in our junior classes, right? So in this session we'll study about right angle triangles, right? So what are right angle triangles? Right angle triangle, that means one angle is 90 degree in a triangle. In a triangle, particularly any triangle, if we talk about, the sum of all three angles is 180 degree, and if there is one triangle, one angle which is 90 degree, then we call it as a right angle triangle, right? So in trigonometry, we'll be studying right angle triangles and various concepts and ratios related to them, right? Now we have a right angle triangle over here. I name it as O, P and Q, right? Now this angle is 90 degree, that means angle QOP is 90 degree, right? Now these two are acute angle, obviously, because the sum of the three angles should be 180 degree. So if we have one angle of 90 degree, that means other two angles should be acute angle, that means less than 90 degree, right? So see, this is what in right angle triangle we call it as a perpendicular, right? This is what we call as a base or adjacent, and this we call as hypotenuse, right? So this is the name of the three sides of a right angle triangle, right? Now this angle that OP is making with PQ, suppose we name as a theta, and this theta is an acute angle, right? That is the angle between OP and QP, or we can say angle OPQ is theta, right? So based on all this, we have 6 trigonometric ratio with us that we are going to discuss just now. Now I write the 6 trigonometric ratios over here. So that's sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta, right? Now this 6 trigonometric ratios we are having over here. Now what exactly do they represent, that we have to see, right? Now sine theta is what? It's a trigonometric ratio between perpendicular and hypotenuse. If I represent perpendicular as P, hypotenuse as H and base as P, so I just write the relationships among ratios or sides and trigonometric ratios, right? So sine theta is what? It is the ratio of perpendicular and hypotenuse. So precisely I can say P by H, right? So sine theta is ratio of perpendicular to hypotenuse, or we can say P by H. Similarly, cos theta is the ratio of base to hypotenuse, so it's B by H. And tan theta is the ratio of perpendicular and base, that's P by B, right? So sine theta perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta base by hypotenuse, or we can say adjacent by hypotenuse, and tan theta is perpendicular by base. Similarly, cosec theta is the ratio of hypotenuse to perpendicular. That means we can say it's reverse of sine theta, right? So sine theta is p by h, it will be h by p. Similarly, sec theta is reverse of cos theta, so it's h by b, and cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta, so it's b by p, right? So we are having these 6 trigonometric ratio with us, which gives us the relationship with this angle with various sides, right? So what we can say over here, sine theta into cosec theta will be 1 because it's p by h, it is h by p. So I just write it over here, sine theta into cosec theta is equal to 1. Similarly, cos theta into sec theta is 1. Similarly, tan theta into cot theta is 1. So these 3 relationships we know, right? And friends, you have to memorize this, all these 6 ratios, that sine theta is perpendicular by hypotenuse, cos theta is base by hypotenuse, tan theta is perpendicular by base. There are various like songs by which you can remember the relationships. Now friends, we have discussed a theorem based on right angle triangle in our junior classes. That's Pythagoras theorem, right? So suppose this is a triangle, right angle triangle OPQ. So this is what? Perpendicular, this is base, and this is hypotenuse. This is angle 90 degree and this is angle theta, right? So according to Pythagoras theorem, what's the relationship among the 3 sides? That's OQ square plus OP square is equal to PQ square, right? So this is the relationship among the 3 sides. So OQ is what? Perpendicular, OP is what? Base, and QP is what? Hypotenuse. So precisely we can say P square plus B square is equal to H square. That is the relationship among the 3 sides, right? And Pythagoras theorem we have discussed in detail in our junior classes, right? So from Pythagoras theorem and all the 6 ratios which we are having will be deriving various relationships or various formula, I can say, right? So how do we derive that? Just listen to me carefully. I write all the 6 trigonometric ratio once again over here. So just memorize them, and how to derive the relationship, just see it carefully. Okay. Now sine theta is P by H, cos theta is B by H, tan theta is P by B, right? Cosec theta is H by P, sec theta is H by B, cot theta is B by P, right? Now we have this Pythagoras theorem with us. This P square plus B square is equal to H square. Now if I divide both the sides by P square, then what will happen, right? So if I divide left hand side and right hand side both by P square, then it's P square by P square plus B square by P square is equal to H square by P square, right? Now this P square by P square, that's 1, plus B square by P square will be what? Just see it carefully over here. B by P is what? Cot theta. That means B square by P square will be what? It's cot square theta. So it's actually B by P square. So we write it as cot square theta, right? Is equal to H square by P square. H by P is what? It's cosec theta. So H square by P square will be what? Cosec square theta. So this is the one relationship that we are getting over here. That's 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. So we got the relationship between two trigonometric ratios, that is cot theta and cosec theta, how they are related to each other, right? So this is an important derivation that you have to keep in your mind, right? Similarly, we can derive the other formula also. Just wait a moment. Now in the previous case we divided the entire equation by p square. Now suppose I divide the entire equation by b square, right? So it's p square by b square plus b square by b square is equal to h square by b square. Now p square by b square, let's see what's that. It's tan theta, p by b, so p square by b square, that's p by b whole square, so that will be tan square theta. Be careful friends, it's tan square theta. We write it like this. We do not write like this. Okay, this is really wrong. So write this like this, tan square theta. It's plus 1 and h by b is sec theta. So it's h square by b square. So we will write it as a sec square theta. So this is again one more relationship with us. That's tan square theta plus 1 is equal to sec square theta, right? So that is a relationship between tan theta and sec theta, the other two trigonometric ratios, right? So we derived two relationship. Now let's derive one more relationship. Now in the first case we divided the entire expression by p square. In the second case we divided the entire expression by b square. Now what if we divide the entire expression by h square, right? So I just write it over here. It's p square by h square plus b square by h square is equal to h square by h square. So it's p square by h square, or we can say p by h whole square. Now what's p by h? That's sine theta, right? So it will be what? Sine square theta plus b by h is what? Cos theta. So it will be what? B by h whole square, or we can say cos square theta, and that's 1. This is very important trigonometric identity, right? So we derived the three relationships. All of them are very important. You must be knowing their derivation, how we are deriving these trigonometric identities by Pythagoras theorem, that you should be knowing, right? So I hope you are clear. So basically we are going to use the three trigonometric identities. I write it over here once again. It's sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta. 1 plus tan square theta is equal to sec square theta. Apart from that, we must be knowing the Pythagoras theorem. That's p square plus b square is equal to h square. Perpendicular square plus base square is equal to hypotenuse square, or you can say perpendicular square plus adjacent. Sometimes base is called adjacent also, because it is adjacent to 90-degree angle. So we call it as an adjacent also. So in various books, maybe base is given, maybe adjacent is given. So you should not be confused, right? So it's these are basically the two sides of the right angle triangle, and this is what the hypotenuse, the longest side of the triangle. That's right angle triangle I'm talking over here, right? So p square plus b square is equal to h square, and these three relationship, and the 6 trigonometric ratios, that sine theta is p by h, cos theta is b by h, and tan theta is p by b, and the other 3 ratios which are reciprocal of these 3 trigonometric ratios. So basically you have to learn all this, or you have to memorize all this, right? Now which type of problems are asked in exams, we need to see that, right? See, the problems based on trigonometric identities and relationships are asked in the exam. Good number of students find the trigonometry topic very difficult, but believe me, it's really a cakewalk if you practice well, right? So in fact, in entire mathematics, if you practice well, the mathematics will be very easy for you, right? So now we'll be discussing various types of problems that based on trigonometry. And before we do that, we need to learn some more algebraic formulae that we will be using while solving the identities, right? So I just write all the formulae over here that you have to learn. So I just write all the algebraic identities or algebraic formulae over here that you have already studied in your junior classes, right? So the suppose one is a plus b whole square. That's a square plus 2ab plus b square. You have your copy and pen with you and just write all the relationships. So gradually you'll be able to memorize them. A minus b whole square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. Then a square minus b square is a minus b, a plus b. Then a cube minus b cube will be equal to a minus b, a square plus ab plus b square. A cube plus b cube will be equal to a plus b, a square minus ab plus b square. A4 minus b4 is a square minus b square into a square plus b square. So it's a minus b, a plus b into a square plus b square, right? Next is a plus b whole cube. That's a cube plus b cube plus 3ab, a plus b. Similarly, a minus b whole cube is a cube minus b cube minus 3ab, a minus b, right? So these are the various relationship or formula that, or we can say algebraic identities that you have to memorize or learn before we solve the trigonometric identities, right? Apart from that, various other identities will also be used, but those identities can be easily derived from these existing ones, right? Suppose you need to find out a6 minus b6. Now it can be written as a cube minus b cube and a cube plus b cube. Now you know a cube minus b cube and you know a cube plus b cube. So directly you can put the values over here and solve the identities, right? So you don't have to learn each and every, till here the basic identities are there, and after that you can like derive the identities by using the basic identities, right? Similarly, if you have to find out a8 minus b8, so that's what a4 minus b4 into a4 plus b4. Now a4 minus b4 can be written as a square minus b square into a square plus b square, and this is what a4 plus b4. Now a square minus b square can be written as a minus b, a plus b, then this is a square plus b square, and this is a4 plus b4, right? So these are the basic identities that you have to learn, and these are the identities that can be derived from the basic identities, right? So friends, in this session we'll be discussing this much only. In the next session we'll be start taking problems based on basic trigonometric identities. Okay, so do revise this session so you feel comfortable in the next session. It's necessary to understand all the 6 trigonometric ratios, the 3 formulae, that's 1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta, 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta, and sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. You should be learning all that. So let's meet in the next session once again. Bye bye.